Hey, Gomer Nation.
What up, YouTube?
Gomertons. All right, Goonies, you,
Gomertons.
you ready for this?
This
Your
is it.
your golden calf, as you just called it,
Yep, this
sacred
is
cow.
it. Don't get scared now. Oh, you're not coming through my AirPods.
Okay,
That's why it doesn't sound. AirPods speaker. Check. Can you talk, bro?
check, check. 1, 2.
Great. I'm coming through here.
I can't knock it harder.
Coming through here. Check. Check.
Can you knock it
Oh.
harder? Yeah.
Pop, pop, pop.
Mm-hmm.
Check, check. Great. Thanks for being with us, Gomertrons. Thanks for your awesome support as always. Oh, yeah. Need that sound effect.
We don't have a president yet. Well, we do. A
We don't
president
have a
elect.
president. Right.
Never going to be president now.
That's it.
All right, I'm ready.
Turn off repeat. Okay.
Repeat and repeat.
There we go. Okay, I'm nervous about. Actually, I'm not nervous.
Just
We'll
a
start with a little bit
freewheeling,
of nervous.
freewheeling fun as can be up.
Oh, totally. Like this is like, yeah. We'll mention that at the top because when we're talking about golden calves. Okay.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Ready, nation? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, click. Rolling.
Yep.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Huge delay on my end, dude.
Yeah, mine too. It'll be fine.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. All right. I come in
Yep.
after your unbelievable cold open, one of the best ever. Okay, here we go. Welcome, everybody, to Perfect Movie, a podcast hosted by two regular guys who went from couch to marathon, and now they're making their way back to the couch again. This is Anthony speaking, one of those two aforementioned Gomers coming to you from Atlanta, Georgia, joined as always by my friend Steven, all the way out in Flagstaff, Arizona.
Ja, du Junge. That's hey, you guys in German.
Yeah, we watched this in German class. Totally.
The first time I ever saw this movie, I saw it in German
Oh,
at a friend's house
wow.
in Vienna,
Okay,
Austria.
See, we watched it in German class.
Uh-huh.
From Frau Berry
Yep.
and
For sure.
Frau Schneider. Like maybe they only had like one tape. Was this movie huge in Germany or something?
I don't think so. I mean, it was huge in 85.
Okay, yeah. So, okay. Gomer Nation.
Yes.
People that have discovered this, you might have discovered this 5 years from now, 10 years from now. We're in the middle of a presidential election. You and I are both in swing states.
Yep.
Where it's Truman Show style. Basically, it's like Cobb County. It's like that's where we live. DeKalb County. It's right next to us. And
Coconino, that's where I live. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like we're on the like our girls are like, and then they were talking about Pinellas Park, Florida, the other day. It's like where we used to live. It's like total Truman Show. Like, is the whole world really just about us?
We always say we're famous.
Yep. Okay. Yep. I love it.
We were watching Tom Hanks and Leonardo DiCaprio, Catch Me If You Can.
Yes.
And at the very, very end,
Yep.
the first time they work together, they're working on a case in Flagstaff.
Oh wow.
And we were like,
Yeah.
we did it. We did it.
That's it.
We're famous.
We made it. This is fantastic. But we're talking Goonies today.
Yes.
And this is the Golden Corral. This is the Golden Calf.
The Golden Corral. Neither of those are right. It's the sacred cow, you mean.
Right. Okay, so I always get this wrong. It's a sacred cow.
It's not a golden goose.
Not a golden goose. It's not the egg. It's a sacred cow. It's
Right.
golden corral. It's what I'm trying to say is this is top 10. And
Okay.
so it's so well known. It's like, what can we possibly bring? What can we bring that's new
I
here?
think I said in the Dave episode, or maybe in the Get Out episode, that Goonies is top family vernacular for us.
Yes.
I would
Oh,
say
for sure.
one of the top 3 or 4 things we quote, and we don't even realize we're quoting anymore.
Yep. Let's
Um,
get out of here.
let's get out of
Like
here
now.
like now. Whenever we leave any space, whenever we leave
Yep.
any room, we
Yep.
say that, right?
And you say it with 4 different voices,
Yeah, yep,
right?
exactly. We all line up
Yep.
and have the camera just right in our face.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, this is very. I mean, we've been watching this together as a family since they right out of the womb. These kids
Yep.
were
Oh yeah,
watching the
probably
Goonies,
even pregnant.
and
Probably
and this
Jessica.
also was a movie that we both brought in as a movie that we loved into our marriage.
Oh, okay. So Jessica liked it.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
Yep,
And she
grew up
doesn't
with
even
it.
like movies.
Well, not until she married me, and then
Right.
and then her heart opened.
Right. Uh-huh. Yeah, she saw the silver screen. You saw the spirit. She saw the silver screen.
Yep, exactly. And now we are complete. We completed each other.
Right. What movies do you bring to the table? Wow, we both have Goonies, so we don't have to put it on the registry. That's great. This is one of those though, like you'll own it in every possible format. You brought it with you to college, probably on VHS or DVD, right?
Yes, and now I have a little format, a unique format that I remember watching it in, which was at North
Okay.
Orchard, your apartment.
Yep.
Terrence, I think,
Yep.
had a copy of Goonies
Uh-huh.
that was like a bootleg because it
Ah.
had the extra scenes
Okay.
like
Yes.
um like spliced into it or something, but it had been taped off of Disney Channel or something. And so
Oh,
you'd be watching, and then all of a sudden it would get all fuzzy, and it would be the octopus scene
yeah, yeah, yeah.
where they
Right.
defeat the
Or
octopus with a Walkman or whatever that was.
right. So stupid. That's gonna go. Okay, I have some strickens and some evidences. That's gonna go in evidence
Really?
later.
That
Yeah.
they cut the octopus scene?
Yep. I mean, spoiler alert. One of my actually, this will be. I'll make this honorary evidence then.
Okay.
Is the edit
Yeah.
like if they had because they see the octopus before they go to the pirate ship.
Right. They have that fight with the octopus, I think, beforehand.
Yes.
Um,
Yep. But the lore from when we were kids is when when the cops are interviewing them at the end.
yeah.
I think it's Data, right? Says the octopus was so scary.
Yeah. And they're like, octopus,
Whoa.
octopus, huh? Huh? Yeah.
Yeah. A fire truck with its lights on just drove by my house. That's weird.
Uh-oh.
But no siren. Yeah. So
Okay,
like
good.
octopus.
Mm-hmm.
Um. So like that's one of those things we have wondered since we were kids. What is this octopus?
And oh, my imagination ran wild when I heard that
Yeah.
there was
What?
an octopus. What could it be
Yeah.
like? I'm sure it was wonderful.
Right. But instead, it looks like a horrible animatronic from Disney World,
It just looks like
1960s
they
style.
threw a rubber octopus in
Yep.
the water and then had people flail around with it.
Yeah, yeah, and it's that thing where like you can see where the bump in the track goes because it goes like, like if you're on Patreon, you can see it. It's like, like right when it
Yeah.
hits that bump. It's so terrible.
Yeah.
But as we were watching it this last time,
Uh-huh.
the energy coming out of the water slide, which you mentioned in the cold open, why is
Yep.
there an actual water slide? um, but they get off the water slide.
Yeah.
They have the Spielberg eyes,
Right.
and then the music's incredible, and then they get on the ship. Had
Right.
you interrupted that momentum, totally different movie.
Definitely. Yes, I
Totally
agree.
different movie,
Honorable
so-
mention. Editing that octopus out really makes the movie darn near perfect.
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a couple strickens.
Okay. I was wondering if we should even bother with Strickens because if we go Strickens, we're gonna have a space camp
Nope.
situation on our hands. No?
I think Strickens are important
Okay.
on movies this important because okay, so if you're just tuning this, you looked up Goonies, you've already
Mm-hmm.
listened to all other 100 podcasts on iTunes about Goonies.
You needed one
Um,
more
yeah, and you listened to the minute by minute. I
Goonies
listened to one of
podcast.
those.
Yeah.
I listened to one of those. Man, dude, it's like one of those things, and way to go, those guys that do that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, um, yeah,
Tedious?
minute.
Is it tedious?
I mean, that's the kind of stuff that deep dive people
Right.
like us like. I do love stuff like that.
Sure.
It is crazy though. Like spend an entire podcast on 1 minute of a
Yeah.
movie.
So people
Uh,
who think that we go too long, be thankful. We're getting actually through the whole movie today.
Right, right. But I just wanted to mention this one real quick at the top. So we're going to put the movie on trial, declare whether it's perfect. We're going to bring pieces of evidence, but
Mm-hmm.
we can strike a few things from the record. I've
Yes.
thought about this for a long time.
Yeah.
This golf course idea
Uh-huh.
is so dumb.
Wait. So
Like,
the conceit of tearing down an entire town and
yep,
building a golf course in its place, you don't buy it.
no. Okay, so like, look at the wide shot.
Uh-huh.
Now, I've never played golf once,
Okay. I did one time
but
for my brother-in-law's bachelor party.
oh right, okay.
I didn't do well.
You did.
No. And also, it was because I stayed over at your house the night before. You didn't let me go to sleep as usual. And so I think I got 2 hours sleep, classic sleeping over at Anthony's
Yeah,
night.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
had to go and play golf the next morning.
And that's such a dumb idea too. Like, not dumb. That's so classic. Like, you'd come to Madison to do a thing, and
Hmm.
it's like, okay, well, we'll stay. You'll stay at our house
Yeah.
instead of like stay at your parents' house where you could get a good night of rest.
No,
You know,
it never works like that. 'Cause you're like, come
right?
on, man.
Come
Just
on,
who
dude.
cares? Let's just stay over. I'm like, okay.
We'll get some Ian's pizza and get some gyros and then watch Goonies.
Two men
And
in their
then
30s sleeping in your wife's mom's house.
they're like, why is Steven, a grown man with kids, sleeping on our couch? I forgot that wasn't college. That was like we were
No, we were in
older.
our 30s. Yeah.
That's okay. That's funny. I forgot about that part. But if you look at the wide shot of Astoria where they're at,
Right?
um, they're like, remember, he's like, the sand trap will be over there. I hope you get your balls out, right? Um,
Great line.
totally.
I hope you can get your
But
balls out.
yes, fantastic. But so that's just super dumb. Like that they're gonna tear down all these old houses
Yeah.
and then build a golf course right there.
In a
Now,
very hilly area. I would
yeah,
say
like
that's
it's
the worst plan.
right, exactly. So
Yeah.
I'm mostly it's just totally just I'm just kind of like joking here because like
No, I think
it's
you're right.
ridiculous.
Astoria is a
So
bad place to tear down a bunch of homes and build a golf course. I agree.
yeah,
Yeah.
like the whole foreclosure idea,
Mm-hmm.
not good. Now, it is just about the most perfect setup
And
for
it's so 80s, isn't it?
kids.
Like an
Yeah. Oh yeah.
evil,
Yep.
rich dad of the
Mm-hmm.
bully at school
Yep.
wants to buy your house so we can tear it down and put a sand trap, and I hope we get your balls out.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
it's the 80s was all about the hostile takeover,
Uh-huh.
right?
For
Like
sure. What's more
that's
evil in the 80s than that?
yeah,
Yeah.
right. Because everything was going well. Okay, we know behind the scenes everything wasn't going great,
Right.
but in the movies and in the 80s, it's just like people were like, right, like the most difficult thing in Dave in 93 was like
Mhm.
that there was a scandal, an S&P scandal or whatever, like
And
savings
yeah, and
and
there
loan
was
or
like
whatever.
right, and there was too much money going toward cars and not enough toward children that Dave could
Right.
fix just by eating some chips and sausage or whatever. Bratwurst.
Bratwurst, hot mustard.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was all about the hostile takeover, which is perfect in this, but terrible place for a golf course.
Okay. I like the stricken from record. That doesn't make any sense. Can I offer one? Besides
Sure.
besides the ones, the obvious ones I mentioned in that cold open, that an A sharp is a B flat.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Come
Totally.
on. Um, and when she looks at that music, she's not playing chords. They're just it's one note at
It's
a time.
yeah. It's like a Candace Firmus line sort of look instead of yeah. I can't tell. Yeah. Okay.
There's not anybody on the writing staff that knew what a chord looked like on a piece
No,
of paper.
that's true. Props department, mad,
They
not
really screwed
props.
up. Yeah, yeah.
You're right. They screwed that up. But it's also one of those things probably like where you're like, I'll defend them for 1 second. Where it's
Hmm.
like, you build this prop over here, and then
Yeah,
you film the thing, and then you add the music later. It's like who knows how it's all going to work out.
right,
But
exactly.
but I yeah.
Okay. My primary stricken from the record is you don't have to just let that pirate ship go at the end. Don't they
Yep.
must have boats. They're an
Right.
ocean town. The
Uh
pirate
huh.
ship is floating away and they're all like, "Well, I guess the treasure's gone."
Yep.
It's not that far
Bye.
away.
It's
Just
right.
drive the boat out, get the treasure. Also,
Okay, we are
who's to
gonna.
say that it's the kids' treasure? Why are they allowed to just give these jewels
Yeah.
to whoever they want and save the town? It's not their treasure.
Okay. This is becoming space camp, which is
Yeah,
totally fine
right.
because okay, when they're playing the notes, when she plays
Yeah.
the notes, and then they show the floor fall away,
Hmm.
you can basically see they should all die.
Right. What's holding the floor up anymore?
Yes. Okay.
It's the same thing in Last
Yep.
Crusade. He falls through that
Yep.
the J instead of the I.
Yep.
The whole nothing's holding the
Yeah.
floor up.
Okay. So that's the same thing. There's Stricken. What's holding the floor up?
Yep.
Okay. I'll add one more Stricken then.
Okay.
Chester Copperpot.
Yeah.
He's not that good, dude. Like
Chester Copperpot sucks.
totally. Like he does all this research,
Yeah.
goes on his final expedition, and then he doesn't even make it past the like pipes. Although the
What,
pipes were probably added later.
one
'Cause he was
rock falls on him.
yeah.
Come
Like
on.
the Goonies crushed Chester Copperpot, a Indiana Jones style
Yeah.
like brilliant
You're right. He is set up to be like
dude.
not even Indiana Jones could do this,
Right.
but these kids can. But he doesn't
Yep.
make it very far. Okay,
Nope.
one more stricken. That well
Okay.
has been there the whole time. That well, it's not very deep. If I look down in that well, I'd be like, whoa, looks like
Whoa.
that leads to treasure.
Totally. Okay. Okay, that the well and oh shoot, I had one other one. Why did they all why was his ship there and then they all died around the table sitting?
All those skeletons are just
Right?
sitting there just
Yeah.
at the table. You just died there?
Yeah, like get out of there.
Yep.
Like
One more well related stricken from the record. Oh boy, we're in a real space
Okay.
camp situation.
okay.
Troy,
It's all good.
Troy and
This
his
is fun.
buds are
Yep.
like, they're pulling up Andy. They think they're pulling up Andy from the
Mm.
well,
Yep.
but it's just the letter jacket or whatever. They couldn't
Yep.
tell that they
I
were
know.
pulling up a jacket instead of a girl
Yep.
just by the weight. They're like surprised when they realize, huh, it's a sweater? It's not a human?
Right. Like it'd be like reeling in a fish and there's like no tension on the line. You're like, this is gonna be amazing, and then like there's nothing. Uh yeah. I mean also what about like I'm sure everybody noticed because we were like middle school kids when you like when he's sitting on the toilet and he's reading that magazine,
Yep.
then he
Gun and
shoots up.
rifle and gun or something. Like I can't remember
Yeah,
what.
guns and ammo
Guns
or
and
something.
ammo. Yeah. Yep.
And he's wearing underwear sitting on the toilet.
Who wears underwear
Right.
sitting on the toilet?
It's so stupid.
And
Like
then
that's
when-
kind of stuff.
Then when Sloth makes the pipes go up and you hear
Yes.
crash,
Yeah.
ambulance immediately.
Immediate.
That ambulance must have been right there.
So good.
All that said, we think this movie is perfect. It's the quintessential perfect does not mean flawless movie, right?
Yes.
Because you could pick it
Exactly.
and pick it
Okay.
and pick
Right.
it and pick it apart.
Yep. Right.
We still love it, and we're still
Mm-hmm.
putting it on trial and going to try to prove that it is a perfect movie. I don't know if this is going to
Yes.
work, um, but listen, we can't not do Goonies.
Nope. This is the Golden Corral.
Okay, should we go? Let's go to one sheet, and then I'll
Okay.
read the VHS synopsis, and then we'll listen to the trailer. We got to get to this trial. I can't wait.
Yes. Okay, great. We just tore this movie a new one. It's because we love it.
Yes.
It's like the family member that you love to tease a little bit,
Yep.
but you love so much.
Yes. This has
Okay,
a
this movie
deep
is
place in
ultimate
our hearts.
canon.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, and we're gonna find out a couple things here on the one sheet. Why? So it's
Yeah.
called The Goonies.
The Goonies, not Goonies. The Goonies.
If you could see on the one sheet, I wrote Goonies, and then I looked it up on IMDb, and it's actually called The Goonies.
The Goonies. Yep.
Which I guess I forgot.
Hmm.
Released June 7th, 1985,
Right.
less than 1 month before Back to the Future comes out on July 3rd, 1985.
And both of them
Like,
tell a story of a future time, because both of them, if the cold open is correct, take place
yep,
in the fall of that year, even though it comes
Yep.
out in the summer of that year. Weird.
incredible.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Uh-huh.
It's just like, I woke up this morning thinking about this.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine what two movies are at the movieplex that are this amazing at the same time? You know what I mean?
Like original stories,
yes,
fun, family,
Yep.
live action movies.
Yep. That are going to stand the test of time. We're coming up on 40 years. Well,
Crazy.
35 years. Of
35 years. Yeah,
Like-
just past 35 years. Yeah.
And Spielberg
Spielberg
huge hand in
produced both of them. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Comes in at hour and 54.
Mhm.
Budget 19 million. Grossed at the box office 3 times that at 63.8 million.
I wonder how much that.
like
I wonder how much
much.
that octopus was.
Right.
They're
Cut
like,
it,
oh,
though.
no." Yeah, it's a hard cut because it was $1 million, but we got to cut
Right.
this thing.
See, but Spielberg knows how to do that. Jaws
Yes.
was better because of the cut.
Yep.
This plus I listened to this podcast because like for real deep divers,
Mhm.
there's a score podcast that I've talked about multiple
Oh right.
times.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean that is like, man, so deep dive. But that's made for me.
Okay.
And he talked about Dave Grusin, the composer for this, and how Spielberg worked with him. And dude, Spielberg's edits,
Yep.
his willingness to leave incredible stuff on the cutting room floor, and then
Mhm.
how he produces music, they shaped us.
Yep.
And that's why they're so good.
Yeah.
Like being willing to leave the shark.
Yep.
we
Hardly
worked all this-
see the shark.
Yep.
Completely recast your time travel movie and
Yep.
start over.
Yep.
Only Steve.
Totally.
The other thing is only Spielberg has the power to do those things. I feel like eventually, right?
Yes.
Like I don't think that would have worked. Back to the Future's recasting, unless Spielberg was behind it.
Yep. They've been like, no,
and to
just
say,
finish the movie.
right. But for him to say, "Trust me, it's worth the money and the extra time.
Yep.
We have to have Michael J. Fox in this thing, or else it's not going to work." You have to have Spielberg doing it.
Yep. Wow. Okay. This did win 2 Saturn Awards.
Oh, really? Great. Good for it.
Best Supporting Actress, Anne Ramsey. She's the mama. Throw
Uh-huh,
Mama
yep.
from the train.
Throw Mama from the train. Yeah.
Who died not long after this. Same with the actor John Matuszek, who
Okay.
played Sloth. Both of them died within a few years of this
Oh no.
movie
That's
coming out.
sad.
Yeah. Also, Jeff Cohen, Chunk, won the Saturn Award for Best Younger Actor. I
Wow.
know that's coming up
Wow.
later.
Yep.
He rules in this.
Yeah.
Other movies that came out around this time: Back to the Future, Explorers, one of my canon.
Third act problems.
Worst third act of any movie. Best design of a spaceship ever, though. Well,
Yes,
top
great.
vehicle.
Yeah.
I want a
Love
Lego
it.
set of that.
Yep.
Clue,
Watched it the other night.
Breakfast Club.
Incredible.
Okay. St. Elmo's Fire,
Mm.
which had one of the top songs of that year, which was "Don't You Forget About Me, Simple Minds," one of my
Don't
all-time
you
favorite
forget it.
songs.
Rob Lowe playing the saxophone, I think, in St. Elmo's Fire. That's a good one.
Mm.
Yeah.
Um, hey, Pee-wee's Big Adventure,
Mm. Someday.
Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome,
Great.
Fletch, which Barbeau really, 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 really wants us to do. If we ever do commissions, we should get Barbeau to commission Fletch
Good idea.
and be
I
on
like
the
Fletch.
episode.
Mm-hmm.
And a movie that was very canon for me, which makes no sense
Mm-hmm.
because I shouldn't have been watching this, and that's going to get in later to Where Were My Parents?
Yeah.
Because the Goonies is very much like us. Where were our parents? We just rode our bikes everywhere. Um,
Right.
National Lampoon's European Vacation.
Oh man, there's
I
some
loved that
nudity
as a
in that,
kid.
isn't there?
I know. Like it's like so bad for like a 6-year-old. Like
My theory about
why
the
was I watching
vacation movies is that Christmas Vacation is pretty chaste, I would say, except for
oh yeah,
the bathing suit lady or whatever. Um,
right.
but Vacation and European Vacation are a different beast.
Oh yeah.
And I just
Well,
don't think
yeah.
parents knew that.
Sure. And yeah, it's I mean, I still love European Vacation. It's great.
Yeah.
It's very funny. But yeah, well, maybe it gets kind of European, right? Nudity is just everywhere.
I guess
Like
so.
you're just more free with your bodies.
I guess, yeah.
Okay, lastly, Rotten Tomatoes, 76% critic, which actually is not bad for a cult classic.
Right, yeah, I agree. I was surprised it was that high.
But 91% for the
It's
audience.
one of these, man. It's one of these like beloved, right?
Yep.
It's a
Totally.
beloved movie. This is our first Richard Donner, isn't it?
Yes. Okay. Yep. We'll probably mention that later.
Okay.
Great Superman
Yep.
motif later.
Mm-hmm.
What else did Richard Donner do?
I mean, he did the Mel Gibson action movie. Why can't I think of it? Lethal Weapons. He did Superman.
Okay.
He did this
Okay,
one.
yep.
He did I'm sure I'll think of more as we go on.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, he was in that club. He's in
Yeah.
the Spielberg, Chris Columbus,
Mm-hmm.
Joe Dante, right? Like Richard Zemeckis. It's like those boys would just
Yep.
like get together
Gosh.
and they would like write. Do you remember that Alec Baldwin podcast?
Yeah.
The Chris
Yep.
Columbus episode you told me to listen to. This is where I
Totally.
learned about that. That they would just get
Yes.
together and they would write on a piece of paper,
Oh.
like little monsters that turn bad at midnight. And they're like, who wants this one?
Oh my gosh, that is so awesome.
And Goonies was one of those. Like,
Yeah.
kids find treasure and save town. Who wants this one? And Columbus is like, I'll write it if somebody else wants to direct it.
Dude. That's that is so good.
I don't know how that would never happen now. There's so much red tape. It's just like you
Well,
have to have the right committee. And this is just like
Yep.
dudes
Yep.
who are
And
like
not-
college dropouts, a lot of them, just writing movies and producing them and directing them. I'm so jealous. I'm hot. I'm so jealous about that.
Well, I honestly too, it's like not only is there red tape, but there's like a collaboration and like just a desire to make fun movies.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like you know, like, hey, you cool taking this one, you cool taking that one, like, and you get a little bit of credit for it. I mean, you're gonna make some money.
Right.
You're gonna make some money. But it's like the willingness to like be like, hey, I have this idea. You want to run with it. Like, I
Yeah.
don't have time to run with it. I love that. It's like
I know.
you're not gonna hoard all
Right.
the best ideas and then die with all those ideas in you. You're like, let's just get them all out.
Yeah.
Just make fun stories, tell fun stories, I love it.
It
And
makes
yeah,
me
Chris,
so happy and so sad
yeah,
at the same time.
I
So
want
happy
you to
that we
be in a
got
collective
these.
like that.
Oh my gosh. And I've said it before, I would be a janitor at Pixar if it would get me in the door there. And that's a very similar, it's the Pixar story is very similar, right? Those guys
Totally.
go to a diner and they're like, what if a
Yep.
robot in an apocalyptic world fell in
Mhm.
love with another robot? Okay, who wants
Yeah.
that one?
It's so cool.
Love it.
That is exactly Pixar.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's we were kind of mentioning, but Chris Columbus
Mm-hmm.
did do the screenplay.
Yep.
And he goes on to do, so many great things. Home Alone, Harry Potter 1, and maybe more.
Harry Potter 2.
Stepmom.
Yep. Chris Columbus' stepmom?
Yeah, dude.
I didn't know that.
Yep. So that's another one of my canons. Why John Williams, Chris Columbus?
Guess what?
What?
I've never seen it.
Oh, I watched it on a plane once
Yes.
and I wept. I probably said this on the podcast before. I don't want to spoil it. You have to watch it. It's fall and Christmas in New York.
But should I wait until you pick it?
I don't know that we'd ever do it on the pod.
Okay. All right.
But
then
I
I'll
would
watch it.
but it's fall and Christmas in New York.
Yeah.
It's Ed Harris,
Oh, great.
Julia Roberts,
Mm-hmm.
and then another incredibly famous actress that I'm not thinking of her name right now.
Susan Sarandon.
There you go.
Um,
Yep.
I
It's
don't know
great.
why
And
I
John
know
Williams'
that. I've
score.
never seen this movie, and I knew that Susan Sarandon is in it.
I mean, all you need for a movie to be awesome for me is a John Williams score in a loft in New York, and
Mhm.
Ed Harris,
Yep.
and Central Park. Oh, love it.
Just let me say I think I remember I'll talk about this a little bit more later. We saw this in the theater last month
Oh, right. You texted me that. Oh,
because it was just replaying, and we were like,
yep.
let's go. We masked
Yes.
up, just us and one other family in the theater.
Yep.
We'll just talk
Really?
about it now. I'll just talk about it now. Who cares?
Okay. Yeah.
We were just laughing. Both of our families were just
Oh,
laughing like crazy. We
yeah.
clapped at the end.
Yeah.
The thing I realized this thing about why I miss the theater. You focus on the movie in such a different way.
Yep.
And so I've seen this movie. What do you think? How many times have you seen it? 40 times?
100.
Yeah.
I watched it the other
Right.
last week and then this morning with
Um,
Isla both times.
And so after a while, you just know everything, right? And so it just becomes, even if you're watching it, it feels a little bit background. When you're in the
Yeah.
theater, that you notice everything. It's bigger, but also
Yep.
there's a focus that happens. You're not looking at your phone.
Right.
The one screen at a time rule is enforced in the theater, right?
Yep. Full force. Yep.
And so one thing I did notice was it says story by Steven Spielberg, screenplay by Chris Columbus. So that means to me, Steven Spielberg wrote the note card
Yeah.
that said the story on it.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Right. And then Columbus fleshed it out and wrote the thing.
And then Spielberg hung on set.
Just always
Like-
on set.
He was at the scoring session, Dave Grusin
Yeah.
said.
Yep.
Do this. Dude. Yeah.
Mm.
But
Okay.
you're right. That's why the movie's the star when you're at the silver screen,
Yep.
when you're at the megaplex,
Yeah.
you're staring at it and you're all together. You can't look at anything else. You're so focused. Yeah. That's
love
why
it.
live rules.
Yes. I love it. And I miss it so bad. And it was really fun.
Yep. Totally.
Okay. Let me read the back of the VHS. Like you said,
Great.
owned by both of us for sure. Also the
Yep.
DVD.
Yep.
I don't own the Blu-ray, but
We own it on Apple TV.
okay, got it. So you own it streaming.
It's not 4K, like 4K up converter, but it looks
Sure.
great. Sounds
Okay.
great.
Awesome. This is the actual VHS. A deliciously dizzy adventure with crowd-pleasing fun. That's the New York Daily News.
Nice.
From the imagination of Steven Spielberg. See, they got to put his name on there because it's a Steven Spielberg Presents
right.
is on the cover of this
That's
VHS
the first thing
too.
you see.
Yep.
Yep.
The Goonies plunges a band of small heroes into a swashbuckling, surprise around every corner quest beyond their wildest dreams. Following a mysterious treasure map into a spectacular underground realm of twisting passages, outrageous booby traps. That's what I said. Booby traps. And a long lost pirate ship full of golden doubloons. The kids race to stay one step ahead of a family of bumbling bad guys. And a mild-mannered monster with a face only a mother could love. Dumb.
Or our kids.
Right, exactly. A lot of people love that face. A family adventure classic from start to finish. Oh, sorry, my bad. A family adventuring classic from start to buccaneering finish. The
Oh.
Goonies is a cinematic treasure trove of breathtaking action, dazzling effects, and shiver your timbers thrills. Good news, nation. It's in color, rated PG, even though so many swears.
So, yep, lots of beeps.
114 minutes, great running time. I mean, you look at the credits here. Richard Donner Film, executive producers Steven Spielberg, Frank Marshall, Kathleen Kennedy, who owns Star Wars now.
Yep.
Dave Grusin, like you said, from The Firm.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
From he has movies all the way back to The Graduate.
Oh, right.
He did Tootsie.
Oh, yeah, that's where I recognize him from. Wonderful.
Yeah.
I love his sound.
But dude, listen though to how Spielberg meeting Grusin turned him into this.
Yeah.
This is old Hollywood almost. And dude, what else did he do? He took Zemeckis. Sorry. Silvestri.
Right.
From Romancing the Stone to Back to the Future. Those are both Spielberg talking to a composer and turning them into.
That's incredible. I never thought about that. Yeah.
Dude. That was from that I can't take credit for that. That was from that dude, the soundtrack podcast. But it's like, how amazing is that? He's a Hollywood movie score fan all the way back to the days of silent movies. He is he knows everything about music as it pertains to movies. And so
I love it.
Love it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I can't wait to put it on trial.
Yes.
Crap. One more stricken.
Okay.
It would not rhyme in English if you're translating from Spanish. Mouth is translating the instructions on the map from Spanish, and they rhyme in English.
You don't, unless he was translating in real time as a poet.
Yeah, okay, I see. So he's it's not just word for word translation, but he has such a intellect that he's able to say what, because at one point they're like, what's the word?
Yeah.
Death or whatever. You will surely be pause. He could have said murdered, but instead he said dead to rhyme.
Yes.
Okay,
that's what I think. I think he's such a good translator. Did it say why he knows Spanish so well?
I think at some point they say he takes Spanish at school or something.
Okay. So he knows all the drugs.
He knows all about how to say sexual torture chambers and all the drug words. I buy it. Okay, let's watch the trailer, get in the mood, and then we'll put The Goonies on trial.
Great. Can we listen to the trailer, dude?
Yeah. Do you want me to stop recording?
Sure.
Let's stop recording.
Oh, yeah. Yes. 1, 2, 3, stop.
What are you on? What's the
I'm
timestamp?
at 36:18.
Great. All right. Here we go.
Great.
Share screen. And computer sound.
Oh, yeah.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg presents The Goonies, a Richard Donner film.
Time, chunk.
Hey, my found the map. Whoa, do you guys realize what we could do? I don't want to go on any more of your crazy Goonie adventures.
Meet Mikey,
I gotta go fast.
Brand, Andy,
Shame. Come on, Brad. Slip her the tongue.
That's disgusting. No, I can't even look.
Mouth,
I gotcha. Now get out from behind her. You're ruining the painting. You're ruining my joke.
Stephanie, Data,
Booty banger. Oh, guys, isn't that neat?
and Chunk.
Locked.
Chunk gets the and Chunk.
They call themselves the Goonies. They've stumbled onto a legend, but they're not alone.
Chunk, I hope that was your stomach.
No. That's the it. Sounds like Kong.
Discover what they uncover.
Rubies and emeralds and diamonds.
The lost map.
Whoa! This started the tunnel.
The secret caves.
Hey, Mikey! You can hear me! Run! Run! They're coming after you! Jerk alert!
Jerk alert. That's one we say all the time. Jerk alert.
Yep. Should start saying that anytime
Treacherous traps.
a certain candidate,
Oh, Sheriff! I'm
candidate.
at the White House Lounge, and I want to report a murder.
Oh,
Just like that last prank about all those little creatures that multiply when you throw water on them.
Gremlins joke. They had to put that in the trailer.
Not Goonies, Gremlins. Look, they would have all died. How were they walking on
Join
that?
the adventure.
Water
As Steven
slide.
Spielberg presents The Goonies,
Just put a little set dressing on a water slide.
a Richard Donner film.
Hang some
Oh.
branches on a water slide.
Yeah. What is this music?
It sucks. I hate it.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. All right.
Hold on.
You saved the first part?
Yep. All right, I'm ready. That's what it sounded
Okay,
like. It sounded like
Here we go.
beep boop bop beep boop bop boop. Can you hear me?
Yep, we're gonna talk about that. Can
Okay,
you hear
great.
me?
Yep.
You there?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3, click. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Oh no, that's bad.
Are you way behind?
You were way behind.
Yeah, you're way behind me. Dude, let's unzoom and connect again.
Okay.
This is bad.
Oh man, but then I have to connect these two recordings together. Sucks.
Oh. It's really, really delayed.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
No, I don't want you to have to do that. You're right. No, I don't want you to have to do that.
Okay. All right, let's just go and
Um,
it'll catch up eventually.
Try clapping again.
Okay.
Dude, it's so delayed. 1, 2, 3.
That's how long it took.
You do it. Yeah, you do it.
1, 2, 3. I don't know what to do. I mean, okay, fine, let's stop. And
I kind of think we should, dude. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
Sorry. Just upload them as part 1 and part 2.
Oh, good idea. Okay.